it's time to get dough, I take off. Before the feds get the dough, I take off.
Now, not only does it seem like Wack is feeling some type of way because people didn't jump on the Max B paperwork the way that he thought they would. Like, you know, when people came home previously and Wack would come out with paperwork or alleged proof that these individuals cooperated, a lot of times it would be a reaction and people would talk about it. But I think since like the Pooh Shiesty situation, the tables have kind of turned on the paperwork and exposing. Like, people are really tired of paperwork being exposed by Wack 100. I don't think that it's necessarily like people are over the entire, like, let's read the paperwork, see what an individual said. But a lot of it is like they're tired of Wack being the one presenting this paperwork, especially when a lot of the things that he's posting or a lot of the things that he's bringing to the people is in question, like the baby shooter situation. But with this Max B situation, I think it's two-sided. Some people think that what Max B did was cooperating, snitching. Other people feel like it wasn't. Now, regardless of that, not only is Wack trying to say that Max B is a rat, but even though Wack 100 has admitted that he doesn't know anything about Max B back when he was doing music, he wants to try to downplay Max B's career back in 2008 and 2009 as well. Now, for somebody who doesn't know anything about an individual, who said they weren't familiar with the individual, the only thing that he possibly could do is look up stuff online about Max B or maybe ask some people questions. But Adam 22, somebody who's from the East Coast, would actually challenge Wack 100 on a lot of the things he's been saying about Max B.
Hey, listen, bro. I'm not here to debate with the civilians. I'm not here to debate with those. I have nothing against Max B. I don't know Max B. I've been laying low out of respect to French Montana, just keeping it gangster, because I could have been lit the fire. You bring it up, so we're going to talk about it. So, you know, he's out. I see my man French with him, you know, so I wasn't in no hurry to trip. My whole thing is he don't mention me. I wasn't going to mention him out of respect to French. But
I mean, I have seen you play favorites, but I wouldn't say that you do that most of the time.
I don't play favorites. I'm going to tell you what it is.
But there's definitely been people who have been accused of shit where you're kind of like, well, no, I don't want to talk about that.
I don't. At the end of the day, with teachers on, ain't nobody going to do nothing. It's just content.
Now, the craziest part about this is Wack repeatedly admitting that he has never listened to Max B's music. And quite frankly, he really don't know shit about Max B besides what was in this paperwork. So I felt like this was the perfect time for somebody to call him out on it, and it just happened to be Adam.
You ever listen to Max B?
I don't know nothing about him. I ain't never heard his music. He's 47 years old. Times have changed. I do know he wasn't mainstream before he left. So
He had some big songs, though.
He wasn't bullshit. Big How.
Ballin'. I know it's a Jim Jones song, but he was like the person writing all this shit, I think.
Is he got credit? Is his credits on
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I mean, he never made it to like a super crazy mainstream level.
Now, Wack has been in the music industry for a long time, and he also understands that people have produced songs. People have been in the lab making beats for people like Dr. Dre, P. Diddy, and others. People have actually been behind the scenes helping create or curate songs, writing, such as Diddy songs, or songs for Dr. Dre again, or even songs for Drake that didn't receive credits on the album. And we know that those people actually ended up taking individuals to court over these situations. So if Wack really knew the backstory behind the Max B and Jim Jones feud, he will actually understand that part of the reason why these two are into it is because he didn't receive credit for the works that he did for Jim Jones. But let Adam catch this fade real quick.
I can testify as a person who was in New York at that time that he was by far the hottest thing coming out of New York post, 50 and Cam and shit like that.
No.
He had the streets on fire. I lived there. You were already in the old folks home by that point.
He wasn't. No, first of all, out of here. Me and K Slay, that dude left in 09.
If K Slay was here, he would testify to this as well.
No, he wouldn't, because you got Papoose, you got Troy Aves.
Papoose was so far before this.
Are you dumb or something?
I ain't never seen nobody trying to be right so bad in my life, man. When you wrong, you wrong. You can just do a simple Google and find out if Max B was hotter than the people that Wack 100 just named. Like, I mean, anybody with any like knowledge of what was going on in hip hop at that particular time knows, for one, there wasn't a lot of mainstream people doing a lot of shit. Most of the people that people were listening to, like the streets was listening to, was mixtapes. Yes, there were artists, rappers who were charting. There were rappers who were doing stuff with major labels. But as far as the streets go and what people was listening to, what the culture was listening to, we was listening to the mixtapes. And the person at that particular time that was running it up, not only on the mixtapes, but as well as the DVDs, was Max B.
Papoose signed his deal after his original hype had already been a few years old.
I'm not like you. These is people I know. I've been in their homes. Motherfucker, we worked in studios. I brought them out here. They come out here to my parties. You can't, me and Slays like this. He was signed a street sweeper.
So now the new bar is set. If you know somebody and you was around them at a particular time, that means that when you actually say that they were more successful or another person wasn't as big as them, basically you're right, because you know this person because they came to your parties, you was around them in the studio or whatever, not because of what was going on in the streets or not because of what you know about both individuals. Because let's remember, you're saying that you don't even know or didn't even know anything about Max B, but then at the same time your argument is that Papoose was bigger than Max B at the time.
2004 is when Alphabetical Slaughter was released by Papoose,
yeah,
which
but
was his first.
He didn't get it. He didn't have his deal yet.
And no, and he signed his deal a couple years later. But by that point, I'm gonna be honest with you, the hype had worn off.
Are you stupid? The nigga was in a full-fledged war with Uncle Murder.
Yeah, but
06, 07,
he
08.
didn't really exactly have the streets on fire as a result of beefing with Uncle
dumb?
Murder. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's okay.
You dumb.
You weren't
fuck.
around. I'm just letting you know, as a person who was in New York at the time.
You goofy ass white boy.
You were all the way on the other side of the country driving trucks and fucking Ray J.
Nigga, you better Google Bridging the Gap. Huh?
You was not around. You were all the way in Pacoima driving trucks.
Adam told that man he was all the way in Pacoima driving trucks. He brought up that situation between Papoose and Uncle Murder. I don't know, man. Like, I can't even really, I vaguely remember that beef. But we got to be honest with ourselves. Like, y'all know this. Like, Wack is, like, feeling some type of way about this situation. And to me, it all goes back to people not really feeling the whole entire, I exposed this person. We got paperwork on them. We ran this content 18 months ago on the 100 side of Clubhouse and all that. So now it's to the point where he don't even want to give a man credit for what he actually did in the music industry. But still, again, I'm going to go back to what I originally said. I said it 2 times during this video. Wack stated and has repeatedly admitted he didn't know anything about Max B back then. Wack don't know Max B. The only Max B that Wack know is Pooh Sims reaching out to him and running some paperwork on Max B. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, look, a bunch of records.
Nigga,
I Gotta Have It, Sexy Love, Why You...
Nothing went...
There's complex articles about all the biggest Max B songs.
Nothing went mainstream.
No.
Nothing.
Okay.
He charted something?
What Wack 100 is failing to realize, and like when Wack says he don't know Max B or know anything about Max B, I believe it because I can tell by the stuff that he's saying right now. Like the shit he's saying right now really like don't make sense. At the end of the day, no, he didn't have any mainstream songs. You want to know why? Because he has signed a deal with Bird Gang with Jim Jones. When him and Jim Jones fell out, he tried to go sign another deal with somebody else. He actually did sign a 3-album deal with somebody else. But Jim Jones' legal team intervened and stopped him from releasing anything commercially. So he wasn't able to put anything out on the radio or on the mainstream. The crazy part about it, Jim Jones' legal team was still fighting Max B's label from releasing stuff for him even after Max B was already incarcerated.
You weren't there.
You were nobody. You was a BMX
I was in New York buying the mixtape
exactly,
as they came out.
Nigga,
you telling me about this is like me trying to tell you about the history of LA rap.
You from New Hampshire, white boy.
And I was living in New York for 8 years at this point.
You couldn't even check in the W. You was broke up.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm going to tell you like
what
I
does
tell
that have
Act.
to do with anything?
Let me tell you
hard.
You niggas wasn't around in this game.
You were on the other side of the country.
No, dummy. I was there. I could call Top Dog right now at TDE, and he gonna tell you, whack ass damn near stayed in New York. You're dumb as fuck. Stupid as a motherfucker. You can't fuck with me.
So
the only motherfucker that got any leverage with that with me is Vlad. The rest of you niggas wasn't around, didn't have a voice. You was sidelined at home. Waiting for an article to come
says. In 2008, Max B was arguably the hotter rapper with significant street buzz, ghostwriting credits on major tracks, while Papoose was primarily an underground mixtape artist struggling with major label release issues. This is what anybody who was actually a fan of this music at that time could tell you, but you have no idea because you were on the West Coast and you have no clue.
What was the major label release issues?
Every person out there who is paying attention to this music during this time period knows that you're wrong, and seeing you be so loudly wrong is proof that you're wrong about a lot of other things too.
You is this, bro? You were a fucking nobody.
No, I know. I know everything about this time period in hip hop. Yes, I was.
No, you wasn't.
You weren't listening to this music.
Was a
you weren't on the internet talking about this music every single day.
You could go find me.
Guess who was?
Put in Wack 100 Shade 45.
You're just guessing.
I was on the radio back then, dummy.
You were hanging on the radio station.
Ain't no hanging.
You're getting every detail of Papoose's career wrong because you have no clue what you're talking about.
Man, it's been a bad couple of weeks for Wack 100, man. I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, he just got cooked by Adam. And if y'all can go watch the entire, like, back and forth between them, I'm pretty sure Adam going to cut it up. Well, y'all can watch it without my reaction, without my commentary, and give y'all's own opinion about what it was and what it wasn't. At the end of the day, man, I don't even think we would be having this conversation had Wack yet again not got into a paperwork dispute with individuals over Max B. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I know Wack says a lot of times, well, they brought the paperwork to me. I wasn't asking for it. It was brought to me. Cool. A lot of stuff is brought to me. It's been things that was brought to me about Wack that I have not done videos on because I choose not to. I choose to do content on Wack over content that he puts out. I necessarily ain't trying to dig back into the history of Wack because it's enough of my counterparts on YouTube doing that. So I'm going to bring y'all a different angle of what I want to critique and what I want to do commentary on, right? And what I want to get my criticism on. And in this particular situation, I just got to be honest, man. I don't think Wack would be going this hard about Max B's musical career if people were just rejoicing in the fact that, oh, Wack exposed Max B. He's a rat. He's this and that. Because that would be the conversation. But since that's not the conversation, now it's like, okay, every time Wack is going to talk about Max B now, it's going to be what he didn't do in music. And he's totally wrong, man. Totally wrong. Y'all go do y'all's own research on this. All of y'all can go on YouTube and just Google Max B's name and just watch some of the content, some of the videos on it, and see what Max B was actually doing back in 07, 08, 09, when he was with Dipset, when he was with French Montana, before he got locked up. Go peep what he was doing, for real, for real. Like, I ain't no bullshit, all bullshit aside, like, I ain't a nut hugger. I ain't about to be trying to prop Max B up on a pedestal that he don't need to be propped up on. But when it comes to that rap shit back then, during the time when Max B was running around in the 745 with big dumb bottles of champagne, drunk damn near every day, the man had the streets on lock when it comes to rap. I don't care if it was underground or not. He was hotter than Papoose at that particular time. And, you know, Adam got Wack 100 dancing in his seat, mad, blood vessels popping out his neck. He didn't call Top Dog. He asking his baby girl, remember somebody took he got everybody else trying to vouch for. Nah, it don't matter what you say. And I'm with Adam. K Slade could actually attest to Max B's impact in hip hop in New York. And bottom line is, if Wack 100 repeatedly is saying that he didn't know who Max B was prior to all of this information that he brought out after Max B was already locked up, he's not qualified to have a conversation about who was hotter than Max B. Get in the comment section, though. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. Y'all already know what it is. Ruler Gang.